Well, hello there. Is that Jameson and Swain Fuller and Danielle? Hey there, Davy and Tess. Hey, just be real. How are you? Let me put it on full screen, see if I see. Okay, I do not see. All right, give me a minute. Let me put you guys on the chat overlay so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Let's see. Do I still see your comments? I do not see your comments. All right. Well, there we go. How are you guys doing? Hello, how are you, Brenda, Miss Londa, Jules? How are you, Sharima, Brenda, Karen? Hey there, Tosha. How are you? Hey, Miss Arlene, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Is Nadine? I'm good there. Okay, thank you so much. Nadine, Swain Fuller, you ready? Aloha to you too. Thank you so much for joining. MDM Queen Tina. Go ahead, girl. How are you doing? Hey there, as D Tanner, lovely Ash, Cindy, who else? Tanisha. Hey, Miss Tanisha. Oh, thank you. Hey, Miss Tanisha, and I'm going to say Charlie, but just be real. Hey, Lisa, how are you from Hotlanta? All right. It's let's see, it's Nezaby. Hey there. How are you? Well, hey, Deshaun, how are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Thank you. My nose itching. I'm sorry, y'all. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? So I got it set up this time so that, we're not going to disconnect. So I had to do a lot of, hey there, Travia. I had to do a lot of connection and a lot of stuff to get this all set up. I would show you guys, but if I touch anything, it may fall apart. It may fall down. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Hey, Jessica, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. All right, Birmingham. I used to live in Birmingham for a hot 3 weeks. How are you doing? I lived in a shelter in Birmingham. I don't know, Darlene, if Bread and Roses is still in Birmingham. But yep, used to live there for a whole 3 weeks. Hey, Rukia. Hey, Rukia from England. Hello, nice to meet you. How are you guys doing? Beauty for Ashes. Okay, girl, I hear you. Explicit Keto. All right. How are you doing? Welcome. That's right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. Hopefully, this is first of all a better view. My lighting, I got like 1,000 lights in here, so whew, thank God it's not hot because I would have had to just stop. Hello from Detroit. I got family in Detroit. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. So just to let you guys know before I turn on the other ones, I have Instagram, I got YouTube, I got Facebook on, I got Twitter on. I'm getting ready to turn on Clubhouse for those of you that would like to join me on Clubhouse, and I'm going to turn on Podbean. So I'm going to be on podcast as well. Podcast, you can get it in Google Play, Spotify, iHeartRadio. So you will find me there as well. Thank you. Did I mispronounce it? Rukia? Did I pronounce it? Hey, Deidre, how are you? Hello, Juanita. Thank you so much. Eyes only. Okay. Thank you for joining me. I just want you guys to also know that within the next 2 weeks, I will have a different camera. So you will get a better crisp picture because this here webcam that I have is kind of garbage to me. But I have a camera coming in with a microphone, and then I will be getting a editing program so that I can start the classes. And the classes are the extended version of what I did at the conference. And so the conference was a precursor to the courses. So you got a lot of the information at the conference. Those of you that did not get to join me at the conference, I will be doing classes. Those of you that would join me live on the classes will get a discount versus when I post, once I edit the classes and post the classes on my website to sell, they go back to regular prices. On the live classes, however, I'm doing a live recording for the classes, meaning that the class itself will not be open for question and answers. And I'm also developing a workbook. So the classes will not be open for question and answers, but what I will do is you can pay another fee to do the question and answers once I shut the recording off. So those of you that would like to join me on the live recordings while I'm doing the teaching, it will be at a discounted rate if you would like to do it live. But they will not be open to question and answers while I'm actually recording. And so once I am finished recording and I turn it off, I will offer another fee at the time of registration if you would like to do question and answers. And I'll probably do that right after the recording is done. Now, once I finish the recording and I edit that video and post it to my website, it goes back to its regular fee, its regular prices. And so I will give me about 2 weeks. As I'm working on the workbook as well, but give me about 2 weeks. I'll have the camera and all the other equipment, in the editing program. And then you guys, it will be, I will let you guys know when I do the, thank you so much, Nadine. Nadina. There we go. Thank you. But I will let you guys know. So before I start, let me open up all the other channels. Okay. Let me open up all the channels so I can give thank you so much. Telsha, I appreciate you. Girl, you be blessing me. When you guys bless me, I'm going to show you guys. Let me see if I can turn this camera around. Let me see if I can turn the camera around. I don't know if you guys can see. So on Instagram, I won't be able to turn the camera around because if I turn anything down, it'll fall down. But look at all that equipment. See all that equipment? So you guys see all this equipment? See all that equipment? So it's a lot of equipment that I have now. And so the very last thing is to get a good camera. So when you guys donate, when you guys do the super chats, when you guys cash at me, you guys are actually helping me hey, Jacqueline, thank you. But you actually helping me to buy the equipment that I need to develop the classes, the courses, to give you guys better, because, after doing it 2-3 years, I think it's time to give you guys a crisper picture. The webcam that I bought actually was the top of the line, and it's all right, but it's not all right. You know what I mean? It's all right. Thank you so much, Trevia. But whenever you guys donate like that, you guys are helping me to purchase the equipment that I need. So tonight, if you guys could, help me out so I can get the rest of the equipment. I still have to get editing. I have to get I wanted to get the Adobe editing. I spoke to one of our cameramen at the church, and I need to get the PR and that's a monthly subscription. But I need to get the PR and the Rush to do the editing for the videos. When I start doing the videos, I would like to give you guys more professional videos, and then especially when I do the classes. And so that will assist me in paying the camera, paying the camera, the microphone and all that, to give you guys better quality of pictures, better quality of videos. If you look at all my, you can always look at people that are on YouTube and vloggers or, influencers, and you could tell as they're growing, when you guys are helping them, they're growing. And so when you donate to me, that assists me in growing the channel, growing what I'm trying to do, and even helped me when it came to like doing my first conference. And so I really would like to appreciate you guys, because you guys make it happen for me. And I really am honored, and I thank you. And then of course, by the time this broadcast and people come in to view the video, I always get those smart Alex that inform me of when the video actually started. But for those of you that know, on Sundays, I like to get personal, and I like to have talks to you guys. And, I like to talk to you guys and be kind of personal with you guys. So I don't just jump straight in the teaching and jump right. Thank you so much, Nadia. But I would like to just jump in and then jump right off because of the fact. Now, I'm going to let you guys know something. When you guys actually do those super chats, or when you guys actually, I'm going to let you know, I'm going to let you guys know ahead of time. If you listen to any of those like vloggers or influencers that have like 5-point-something million, subscribers and everything, we don't actually make money off of YouTube anymore. Actually, YouTube, when you guys, and I'm just letting you guys know, when you guys are actually giving like that, YouTube actually takes money from us. because of the fact that you guys are donating to us. And so it takes up to they don't release the money or finances to people unless they make $100. So I get paid maybe every 3 or 4 months because I don't make any money off of, because they don't put ads on our channels anymore. And so even when you guys are donating through YouTube, they take some of your money. We don't get everything that you give us. And then the money you donate, a lot of times we don't get that for months and months until we finally make up to $100. And that'd be 3-4 months from now. I think the last time I got anything, thank you. Telsha knows, because she's an influencer as well, but they don't actually, they don't actually give us that money. And so it takes a while. So even when you guys donate like that, they don't really give us that money. So what I tell you guys, the best way to donate, if you look, matter of fact, Just Be Real normally puts like PayPal or my Cash App. Yeah, if you do the Cash App, I can get the Cash App or the PayPal. So if you guys Cash App me or anything like that, I'll get the money. Even, if you do the super chat, it lets me see you quicker because you highlighted on my channel, so I can see you if you have a question. But other than that, I really don't get your money. I can tell you that now. So when you donate, I really don't get your money. It takes for it to build up to $100, and that may be like 4 or 5 months from now. And think about, I have like 50 something thousand. There are some, I think one of the ladies that I listen to, she's a crime narrator. And what ends up happening is she's got like 5 point something million viewers, but she tells you too that she doesn't make any money off of YouTube. So they don't pay us anymore. We don't make any money off of YouTube anymore. So a lot of what we're doing is for free. So what we're doing is actually free. We're not making money off of this anymore. So just to let you guys know, and even when you super chat, most of the time they're pinching money from that super chat. So if you gave me super chat last month, I promise you I haven't gotten anything. So if you want to, you can donate. You can Cash App me or you can PayPal me, and Just Be Real, put the information on the screen if you guys like to. And thank you so much, Telsha. Telsha is a sweetheart. She always takes care of me, and I appreciate you guys. So let me go ahead and start the other channel. So, I might have some smart alecks come in and watch the video after I'm already done with it to let me know when the video started, as if I don't know. So let's go ahead and start this over here. Let me go ahead and start the room. So if those of you that do have Clubhouse, you are welcome to join me over at Clubhouse. And then I'm also going to start my podcast. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Let's see. Okay, I got to go back and do it again. Let's see. All righty. So it's not letting me do it. Okay, give me a minute, y'all. So I'm going to go live on my Podbean, I think. All right, y'all, I'm sorry. Let me go live on my Podbean. Hey, Max. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Just Be Real. You guys give me, it starts when it starts. Yeah, it sure do, don't it? So let me see. All right, let's see if okay. I don't know why my little thing doesn't want to. Give me a second. Let me get on my profile. So I don't know if my Pod King. Okay, I don't know what's happened here. Let me look. Let's look here, see what's going on. See, whenever I do want to do Podbean, it don't want to act right. Okay, let's see. Well, won't be doing Podbean tonight. Well, I can just cut that off. Hey, Maria. All right. Well, you guys ready? Let's get started. I couldn't get Podbean started. So those of you, let me take my little microphone off because I got a microphone right there. All righty. Well, let's go ahead and get started then, y'all. Let me make sure this one is straight. Ooh. See what happens? Okay, hold on, Instagram. I'm coming. Hold on. See? Doing too much over here. Let me put this back up here. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. There we go. Okay, well, here I am. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Dr. Carmen Bryant. I am the host of Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Yeah, right. I know I dropped the whole camera. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I am the host of Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. I can't move too much because if I do, there's a whole bunch of cords and stuff by my legs, I'll tear down all the cameras and everything. So, but thank you so much for joining me. I'm the host of Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. I am a licensed mental health counselor. I am also a narcissist abuse specialist, a certified clinical trauma professional. And my heart's desire is to talk to women, even though I talk to men and hey, Ms. Misha, but I talk to men and women concerning overcoming narcissist abuse perpetrated by those individuals that possibly have narcissistic personality disorder. And I talk about the behaviors. I give you insight. I like to talk about the things that people don't like to talk about. I just keep it real. You guys know I keep it real. And I come from the heart when I talk about it. But my passion is helping women recover. Hey, Sharima, but I love to help women recover. In the midst of helping women recover, men go through it as well. And so when men go through it, you know, a lot of time that's not talked about. And so today's discussion, I wanted to talk about fighting narcissist wildfires. Where I got this topic from is I was listening, Maria, for those of you that are part of the tribe here, on Thursday night, my mentor did a sermon, and while she was doing sermon, she drops a lot of nuggets. I'm just let you guys know. She drops a lot of good nuggets. And I always think about you guys, you know, whatever I experience, whatever I go through, whenever I'm talking to people, you know, or I don't have casual conversations with people either. I'm always picking up something in order to help people recover. So I'm always on this quest or this mission to make sure that I give you guys the best information that I can concerning what you're going through. And then this one, she was talking and she just dropped a lot of nuggets that I really wanted to talk about. And when we talk about these narcissist wildfires, what we're talking about is these distractions. We're talking about this distraction. In the midst of this distraction is confusion. And what would be the purpose of, hey, Danielle, what would be the purpose of this? You know, so think about it. Anytime you have set a goal in your mind, let's say, you know, hey, Arthur, hey, Art, how you doing, sir? Long time no see. Thank you so much for joining me. But when we're talking about narcissist wildfires, you know, you have to think about it for a minute. Anytime you're in a toxic relationship or in a relationship with a individual that has NPD or has narcissistic personality disorder, right? We're not talking about, sometimes the word narcissist is just thrown out freely. No, we're talking about people that have some serious personality disorders. Now, you're also talking about toxic people, and that's something that I talk about in my courses. So when I offer those courses, you'll know. But, you know, the one thing that you know, especially like with manipulators, and a narcissist is a manipulator, they always try to throw you off course. Let's go back to, you know, when you were dating or when you were with this narcissist, and let's just use something as simple as being caught up in an affair. Let's say somebody, you know, say one or the other, male or female, had an affair. Hey, Mr. Steve, how are you doing, sir? I was looking at you, and I would love to talk to you because you are a lawyer that is in the field in which I'm talking about, and I would love to speak to you if I ever have an opportunity. And I've been looking for you. I was looking for you to see what you talk about, but I would love to speak to you. I would love to have you on my platform one day. You know, when you're talking about narcissistic wildfires, you're talking about distractions. You're talking about these little these isms. You're talking about confusion. Narcissists or toxic people operate in confusion. And when I say in confusion, that doesn't mean that they're confused. They're not confused. They're very strategic in what they're doing. They're very organized in creating the confusion. They're very organized in setting these little wildfires. They're very organized in distracting you. Because if your goal is, for example, and Mr. Steve is a lawyer, I know he probably knows what I'm talking about because he deals with the court system. But anytime, for example, when you go into the court system and or into the courtroom, and let's say that your whole goal is to get a divorce, something as simple as a divorce, or let's say something which you think is as simple as going in a custody case. All you want is child support. That's all you want. And then you wonder why you've been in the court system for over a year or two or three. And I always talk about this. You have to get a good lawyer that understands oh my gosh, I used the word before. Somebody give me the word. It's high conflict divorces. There you go. High conflict divorces or high conflict court cases. You have to understand that in these court cases as well with the narcissist, especially with a narcissist or a very toxic manipulative person, you know, you have to be prepared that you're going to go in with your mindset to all I wanted was child support. But by the time you get in there, let me show you what the wildfires are. You go into the court system and you're fighting to protect your reputation. Well, That's the same thing that they were doing to you when you were in the relationship. So now they get into the courtroom and your whole focus was just child support. That you said I was going to get child support. I should be able to get child support. I have the child. Now your reputation is out there. They're smearing your name. They're talking about the type of parent that you are. They're talking about the child. They're talking about this. They want you to get a mental health evaluation. They want you to do this. Now, the one thing that they're doing is what? They're distracting you away from your main goal. And that's why you have to have a good lawyer that understands high conflict court cases, especially with dysfunctional, toxic, or narcissist individuals or cluster B individuals, because even lawyers a lot of times are at risk because they will also smear the lawyer's name. If they can't get what they want, is you and them, they'll file court cases against the lawyer, the judge. And I've heard this before. I've had somebody tell me this before, where they filed a complaint against the judge. They filed a complaint with the bar association against the lawyer. They smears your name. You're incompetent. Your child is being abused. They get the flying monkeys, right? So now the only thing you wanted was child support. But the one thing that I tell people when I'm working with people is like, you have to keep your mind focused. You don't have time to keep running around putting out these wildfires. You don't have time to keep going in there trying to protect your reputation. A lot of times, which is not easy for the average person, a lot of times what you have to do is first of all, you have to trust that lawyer can handle. If you confuse the lawyer and the judge don't want to deal with you either, because now the lawyer and the judge, you're in there as your referee. You have to get a good lawyer. You have to get a good representative in the courtroom will tell you basically to shut your mouth, stop talking so much. Don't do this, right? Don't file this. Don't respond back to this. I'm just giving you that. Don't react. Get out of your emotions. And remember, when you're going into a court case, when you're going into the courtroom, it is a fact-based place. This is not a place for your emotions. This is not a place for you to go and talk about he's a narcissist. See, she's a narcissist. Number one, it is not factual, even though you may know it because you've watched the videos and now you are a professional narcissist slayer. And so you cannot go into the courtroom calling somebody a narcissist or a cluster B individual, because number one, you don't have the credentials. Even if you have the credentials, the question is going to become, how do you know this? Where did you get this from? And on top of that, now you're in there also, these are the wildfires, you're in there trying to protect your reputation. You're so far away from trying to get child support, and you are all these motions that are being filed. Now they filed it's also called abusive litigation. Here in the state of Washington, it's called abusive litigation, where they may file a motion for this. They'll file a motion to get your finances. They'll file a motion for you to go and get a mental health evaluation. They'll file, and anything that has ever occurred within the relationship, these individuals will use it against you. Everything that you've ever said to them is the same thing they'll say. Now, see how you're trying to put out this wildfire and put out this wildfire and put out this wildfire. And a lot of times, as you're getting closer to the end of the case, sometimes that's when that narcissist just goes ballistic. I had one young lady, hopefully she doesn't mind me sharing because really nobody knows. He got on the camera, and at the time, they're still doing the court cases on line on Zoom. And he got on the camera and had a shirt on, men get abused too. Then he changed shirts again, and he said something about abuse. Then he got on there and changed his shirt again. So a lot of times, if you don't watch yourself, you're going to start addressing that. You have to be tunnel vision. You have to be focused on what your goal is. I think it was Judge Toller. If you go look at an interview that was done by Miss Rebecca Zhang and Judge Toller talked about it as well. She said 9 times out of 10, if you have a judge that's sitting on the bench, they have been through many, many years of being a lawyer themselves. And trust you me, they've seen many, many cases in the courtroom. But if you're constantly bickering back and forth and back and forth, back and forth, eventually the judge and the lawyer is going to get tired. But basically what she was saying is allow the judge to see. Don't go in there calling anybody a narcissist. The judge will make up their own mind and their own opinion about someone that's in there, what the Southerners say, acting a fool. You have to stick with your facts. Stick with your facts. And when you're talking about apples and oranges, if it's apples that you're focused on, focus on the apples. Stop worrying about the little wildfires that are happening, because the minute you break your focus, you're trying to put out these little fires. And the more fires you put out, the more confusion sets in. And the further away you get from the goal, and the more you are distracted. In the military, and I said this before, in the military, and I don't know what they call it now. It used to be called PLDCs, Primary Leadership Development Course. And in the Primary Leadership Development course, we learned what's called land navigation. Those of you that have been in the Army, I don't know what they call it in the Marines or any other branch of service, but in the Army, it's called land navigation. What they do is they teach you how to orientate a map to the ground and then walk to convert the grid coordinates from paper grid coordinates to walking grid coordinates. They're able to teach you how to locate yourself on a map, and you use an azimuth. The azimuth is basically a compass, and it has this fine hair. When you flip it open, I wish I had one. When you flip it open, it has like this fine hair right there. And so you hold it up where the compass is like this. And after you lay on the ground and you plot your grid, there's 10 number grid coordinates, and there's eight number grid coordinates. Get you within, I think, 5 meters. They get you within the vicinity of that particular point. 10 number grid coordinates, or 12, I think it is, get you on the point. And so you have to lay on the ground and you have to figure out how to get from point A to point B, the shortest distance possible. Now, if the shortest distance is not possible, because when you look there are obstacles, pay attention, there are obstacles in your way. You have to strategically plot, like say a body of water. There's a body of water. Obviously, you're not going to go through the body of water to get to the point that's on the other side of the water. So you have to strategically plot from point A to point B. And then when you go from point B, now you have to block it. It's called blocking in a square. You block it in a square. So you go from point A, point B. Now you go to your right, then you go forward, then you go back to your left to get you back in line with the original direction that you were going to go forward to hit that point. Well, as you're doing it, they tell you that as you're walking so many meters, every so many foot, because you actually dot the meters, and then you actually convert it to how many footsteps as well. You can do that too. So you block how many meters you're walking. And when you're walking those meters, they tell you, don't just walk loosely and don't keep looking down, because what happens is when you're looking at a piece of paper and when you're walking on the ground, what happens if you don't keep checking your distance, or you're checking the direction in which you're going, it'll be the little minute, the increments where you may have moved to the left or moved to the right, that now you've lined yourself up and you still may be going 180 degrees north, but what happened is you have moved an increment over and you're still going 180 meters. You just haven't checked, and you keep lining yourself with 180 meters. By the time you look down on the map, you could be 500 meters or 1,000 meters away from your main point. That's the exact same way that it works when it comes to a narcissist, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in a court situation. If you are determined to get out of your marriage or do not do this alone, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you don't have anything invested in the marriage, if you don't have anything invested like children, don't let people just say, just go. No, because of the fact you have to understand that when you are married with children, there's a legal obligation, a legal responsibility. And a narcissist is so dirty that if you jump up and just leave and you say that you're running and you're trying to protect yourself and he's abusing, if you don't have other people involved in your case, that narcissist can take you to court and say that you kidnapped the children. They can put out that Amber Alert that you kidnapped the children. And a lot of times people are fleeing for their life or fleeing for safety. But if you don't have other people involved to help you in this process, they can take you to court and say that you kidnapped the children, because you have to remember that that father or that mother also has a legal right to those children. So it is best to make sure that you contact something like the YWCA, or call the National Hotline for Domestic Violence or Sexual Assault or Abuse, or any type of domestic violence advocate program where they get involved to assist you with getting out of that situation. You don't do it by yourself, because there are legalities that are involved with that. Now, if you are by yourself and there is no obligation, there is no connection, you have nothing, no property together or anything, then you get up and you go. Like one of the biggest narcissists said, when you know, you go, so when you figure it out, you get yourself together. But everything that you do, you have to put a plan in place, because once they have figured out that you are trying to leave, guess what they do? They start the little wildfires. And some of those little wildfires, which are distractors and they're laced with confusion, are things like, but I love you. I know I've messed up. Now, once they start wooing you back in and love bombing you back in and talking to you and pulling you in, then your emotions are caught up. And by watching the videos, you are mentally, don't jump up and leave until you are mentally prepared to leave. If you are being abused, if your children are being hurt, your best bet is to contact someone so they can get you out as quickly as possible. If you are in a situation and that person is devious, that narcissist is devious, then you have to come up with plans. Build yourself up so that you can leave. One of the biggest things to understand is how they woo you back, how they suction you back in, how they hoover you back in, how they love bomb you real good to get you back in there. And once they have, and his little wildfires, I'm telling you, why would you try to leave me now? See, I told you that everybody always leaves me. I told you, and you said that it was till we die, death do us part, and so all of a sudden now they're working on your heart. And see, most of you guys who have gotten away from a narcissist, have gotten hoovered in because you think that you're strong enough to be able to handle them. So you think it's pretty kosher. The kids say it's pretty kosher. It's pretty cool. Well, I don't love that person anymore. I have been gone. There are people that have been hoovered back after 30 years, y'all. And it's the little things that they do. It's the little conversations that they have. It's the little things. They throw out these little breadcrumbs. They throw out these little worms. They throw out these little things. And then when you call them on it, then it's confusion. You don't understand what I'm saying. You're confused. You're confused. That is not what I was trying to say. And now they know that you've caught on to what they're doing. Wait a minute, and then you call them out. Hold on, you're confused. Hold on, that is not what I'm saying. See, that is not what I'm trying to say. See, you're confused. See, now the confusion is over there. The confusion is out there. The little wildfires are going. Or let's say, for example, with your children, a lot of parents have visitations. That's by court, by the law, you are obligated to make sure that other parent has visitations. What they do is they do these little wildfires when it comes to the kids. They get to the kids, they love bomb the children. What child does not want money or toys or the latest electronic or the latest video game or the latest whatever the style is, the latest sneaker, the latest outfit, the latest this, and they're asking for stuff and they're just making it rain. They're just throwing that money out and just making it rain. What child doesn't get caught up in that? That's their, they know, a narcissist knows how to get to whatever level that they need to get to love bomb the target. And a lot of times that target is not the child. The target is you. They want to get your kid away from you. They want to stop paying child. The main thing may be they want to stop paying child support. So what they have to do is they have to love bomb that child. They have to woo that child in by doing all sorts of things and getting the child all into their emotions, where they can pull that child by saying, if you stay with me, it wouldn't be like this. And I know, and see what life you would have, and things. They say little things, these little wildfires, and they're smearing your name, but they're doing it very meticulously, where it's not that obvious that they're smearing your name. It's the little innuendos. It's the little breadcrumbs that they're throwing out there. Wildfires, confusion. You know what I mean? Yeah, you took it wrong. Wildfires, confusion. You have to remember that anytime you're close to your goal, and I tell people this, I have a lot of cases that are in the midst of court cases. Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna just take a drink of water, okay? But I have a lot of cases that are involved in court cases right now as we're speaking. I mean, it's like the majority of my cases all are in the midst of some type of legal action, court cases, divorce, child support cases, custody hearings. I mean, it seems like all my cases are involved in some type of court case, right? The biggest thing that I tell all of them, because what's happening is that narcissist is trying to wear them out mentally and emotionally, because what is their goal? Their goal is for you to throw your hands up and say, I'm tired of this. I'm so tired of going through this. I'm tired of this paperwork. I am done. They want to use up your money so that you can no longer pay your attorney. They want to wear you out where you just throw your hands up and say, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired. And I get in there as a coach and I say, no, you have to continue on. That is their goal, is to wear you out. You are almost at the finish line. You are almost at the finish line. You can't stop. And I give this example in the military, and this is all branches of service. I know Marines is a little more harder than us. So those of you that are Marines, hoorah. For the Army, and they're changing the physical fitness standard now. But in the military, in the Army, for example, we used to do the three physical fitness test, which is a 3-event test. It is push-up, sit-up, and the run, 2-mile run in a stated amount of time in that order. So push-ups in 2 minutes. How many push-ups can you do for your age range? At the age of 30 or 40, you may have to do 25, 30, 40, depending on your age and depending on if you're a male or a female. And then sit-ups within 2 minutes. What is the maximum amount of sit-ups you can do? It could be 50, 60, whatever, 45, like 45. I remember the last number I had was 45. And then the run. For my age group at the time, I was in my mid 30s, and the age group at that time, I think I had to run a 2-mile in 18 minutes. Sounds like a long time to run, but it's really not when you're tired and you're getting older. But you have a certain amount of time. When anybody that has run or has been a marathon runner or a runner knows that as you get closer to the finish line, your body is trying to shut down. Your legs become heavy. Your arm becomes heavy. You run and run. Your body is now working against you, and you're trying to run. You're trying to make it. And if you don't have any motivation, you're slowing down. Your legs are slowing down. But it's that coach, or is that person in a uniform or somebody turns around and come back to get you and say, you can do this. And then they're running beside you and they're trying to, and that adrenaline starts pumping. You can do this. Don't you give up. You ain't got but a few more meters. Pump it, push it. Get your legs running. Get them legs moving. Get them arms moving. Go ahead and push it out. Give it all you got. And then you get that last burst of energy and you run over the finish line and you've made your time. Well, that's the same thing that is happening to you guys, especially when you're dealing with these court cases, especially when you're dealing with these situations where you're trying to leave the narcissist and they're trying to suck you back in. Why do you think they keep you isolated? They keep you isolated because they know that there'll be someone, a coach, and it doesn't even mean like a coach, a professional coach that's coaching. It could be a mentor. It could be a friend that's going to give you that adrenaline rush, that boost to keep you going to the finish line. And especially in these court cases, a lot of times it's that last leg of the race that gets hard because they're trying to wear you down. And you need somebody. Come on, you can do this. Don't you give up. You're almost at the finish line. Keep going. Majority of the people that I have talked to include myself, it was that last leg of the fight that narcissist came out with every arsenal they possibly can. Slander your name. Try to get more money from you. Try to push the case out. And like I said, a lot of times, your biggest thing is learning how to be quiet and when not to talk and when to talk. That's why you have to make sure you have a good attorney that would tell you you are talking too much. I don't think they still work for you, but at the same time, you need one that talks back. Talk to me, I talk back. That's the kind of attorney that you need. You need one. Some of you guys get mad at them when they tell you, hey, you need to slow down. Don't do this. This is how it's going to make you look. I know you're angry. Take 12 to 24 hours before you respond. Think about what you're doing, instead of an attorney that just wants your money. And you have to listen to them. Let them do your work for you, because that narcissist wants you to jump rank, jump protocol. They want you to do a lot of talking. They're insulting you, and they'll go attack the attorney too. But an attorney has done it long enough where they know this kind of stuff happens. And a lot of them know how to keep their cool. They know how to keep their cool when you don't know how to keep your cool. And I hate to say it, they'll run through your money, y'all. But this is what we call wildfires, that confusion, that distractions. Why are they distracting you from what? What are they distracting you from? And then some of you guys has been out of the relationship and you think because, I've healed, I feel good about myself, I can have a decent conversation. Never have a decent conversation. I don't care what it seems like. You got visitations and your child is visiting whatever, and they seem like they're so sweet. They have, you finally have got an understanding. Never, ever, ever. I practiced this in the mirror before I came on today. Never, and I was doing my face in the mirror like this. Never, ever, 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 ever trust a narcissist. They adapt. They do not learn. They adapt to their environment. They're like chameleons. They adapt to their environment. They adapt to you. You know, if they're trying to launch a Hoover, they're trying to figure out where you are. Remember, they always assume that you're still where they left you, and you are so further than that. But you don't want them to put their claws back into you, because once they put their claws into you, it's hard to shake them claws off of you. And you have to wonder, why are they so cool? All of a sudden, they're nice, they're cordial, we get along, we have great parenting together, they understand. No, they do not. They have not changed. And you have to, that's a red flag. Why are they being so nice? Why are they doing all this to get the accolades from me? Why are they doing this? There's always a reason behind what that narcissist is doing. And once they can't, even then, if they can't get what they want, I promise you, the mask is going to slip. They never, ever, 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 ever change. As they age, they get worse. It is a permanent personality disorder, and they do not change. As they age, they get worse. Remember that. As they age, they get worse. And how do you think the greater narcissist develops? They develop where they are hidden in plain sight. They develop to a point where they're hidden in plain sight. Always remember that they're hidden in plain sight. Always remember that. Hey, Dr. Bryant, they're hidden in plain sight. So I just want to take a few minutes to open up the floor for those that are on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. If you have some questions, and then if my moderators, just be real, if you guys give me about 10 minutes to answer some questions, and then what I would do is I would switch over to Clubhouse, so that I can exclusively pay attention to you and cater to you. So if Clubhouse, if you would permit me, I'm going to open the floor up to the other channels, the broadcasting channels on the visual social media, and I'm going to let them ask some questions. And after the questions, I'm going to come over to Clubhouse for a few minutes if you guys would like to ask me some questions as well. So you guys go ahead, ask me some questions. What would you like to ask me? Sorry, Clubhouse. I know you guys heard me drinking. Forgive me. That was some good water. You guys don't have no questions? What is the best way to handle narcissist rage without reacting? Good question. How to handle narcissist rage without reacting? Don't react. I mean, it's sad to say, but the more, if you're in the relationship and you plan on being in the relationship, that's your best trainer right there. You don't react. I always give the 12 to 24 hour rule. If you're responding to text, or if you're responding to an email or a voicemail or something like that, before you go and respond to it, because a lot of people react. They're not responding. And out of reflex, out of reaction, you react to it right away. And then when you react to it right away, you're feeding them the fuel that they want. If you take 12 to 24 hours to get it off your chest and calm down, trust you me, when you go back and answer, you have given them something that they weren't expecting. And that is a response with no emotions. It's gray rock. It takes time to do that. But if you are in the relationship with a narcissist, you're never going to win. You're never going to win. It's not going to work. It only works sometimes. And so the long as you're in the relationship, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You have to figure out a way to get away from it. How do you get your motivation back after being with a narcissist? Well, it takes time. You got to heal. So it takes time, and you have to heal. You have to, every place where that narcissist used to be at one time in your life is like an empty pocket. It's like an empty pocket in an empty space. You used to get up in the morning and there they were. You guys used to eat breakfast together, or you used to cook for them in the evening. Or so every place that was occupied by that narcissist, you now have to find something else to replace them. If you're accustomed to cooking for them in the evening, cook for yourself in the evening. Go for a walk. Find something to preoccupy that time. Find something to put in that place of that absent place, that empty place. How do you prove mental violence with the child in court? That's very complicated to do. You actually would have to, you would have to contact for example, a child professional, a child, like a child mental health provider that specializes in children and child abuse. And you have to get documentation. It's best to get lots of documentation. But you would have to get a mental health professional that 7 minutes, okay, that specializes in children. And mental health providers by law are mandated reporters, number one. And number two, they have to document. So it would be best to get into some type of counseling that specializes. And it's best for you not to tell the counselor all the business. You just let them know that, maybe you're in a bad relationship, there's been some abuse, you're concerned about your child's mental well-being, and then you let that counselor and that child, when you go in there and you keep giving them information, you're messing up the counseling because it's too much of you in the counseling. Can a narcissist use your response in the court as harassment? Absolutely. Let's see. Any more questions? To heal from complex post-traumatic stress disorder after narcissist abuse, get into counseling. You need to get into counseling. Also, you get into counseling, you can also do EMDR. Find a professional that can provide you with EMDR. EMDR specifically works with those people that have had PTSD and you're dealing with the anxiety part, the anxiety part of the PTSD. And EMDR is real good to help you relaxation. It helps you with the triggers, with anxiety. So you find a professional that practices EMDR. And then get into counseling. That's how you heal from it. Counseling. Coaching is not mental health. You have to go to counseling first. Some people want to go into coaching. Coaches are not mental health professionals. Coaches do not go to school unless a coach is a mental health professional and they're doing coaching. A coach is not providing you with mental health services. They're providing you with coaching services. That's why a lot of us are moving from the mental health field and going into coaching. Coaching is a little easier than mental health, but some of you need to go into counseling first, not coaching, then go to coaching afterward. Hey, Shanti. Let's see. Explicit keto. You said how not to let triggers get the best of you. Counseling. You need to get into counseling. You need to work with a counselor. Find you a professional that specializes in trauma. Find you a professional that specializes in trauma. Any more questions? Anybody got any more questions? Hey, Lynette, how are you? Hi, Lil Fred, how are you doing? So is there any more questions? Any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? Well, if you don't have any more questions, then I'm going to move over to Clubhouse. A tutorial on self-love, you'd have to pay me for that. Everything ain't free. Y'all ain't gonna have me sitting here tired and giving you all the answers for free. It don't work that way. If I don't work, I don't eat. How to get the joy back into yourself. I'll make a class for that. Hey, Christy, how are you? Let's see. That's good, Miss Lynette. That's good, little Fred. Is counseling covered by insurance? You would have to check with the people in your local area. Some counselors do accept insurance. Yes. Some counselors do accept insurance. Absolutely. How long does it take to heal after 7 years with a narcissist? I think, Telsha, correct me if I'm wrong. I think when my mentor did a video on that, I think she said, what was it? 1 year, 2 years to every 1 year you were with them. I could be mistaken, but 2 years to every 1 year you're with them. See, people, a lot of times people want to get to where you are, but you don't know, like when you're looking at people on camera, those of us that have been through it ourselves, you know, and you want to be where that person is. But you got to understand, you don't know how long it took them to get to the point where they are, and you don't know what it takes for them to maintain where they are. You have no idea what they're going through to maintain their freedom. You don't know what is taking for them to have gotten out of where they are. And most people, they want to heal because they're ready to get back into another relationship. But you have to get in touch with yourself. You have to get in touch with yourself. You have to heal yourself. You have to enjoy yourself. If you don't enjoy yourself, she said 2 years for every 3 months. Is that what she said? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure exactly what she have to go back and look for it. But it is, I have a video on that, talking fancy. I have a video on that. Why it's so hard to get over a narcissist. Because you're trauma bonded, because you're addicted to that individual. So I have videos. You go check out my videos on that. But yeah, but most people, you know, most people are ready to just get back into another relationship. You're really not thinking about your own self. Hey, Mr. Ernest, but you know, you have to love yourself enough. You have to love yourself enough to go in and heal first before you try to jump into any kind of relationship. You're jumping in with baggage, and you don't know what you're going to pull when you jump in. You're going to attract what's in you. If you're broken, you're going to attract a broken person. When you're a whole, you're going to attract a whole person. One whole person, and one whole person makes one whole relationship, makes one whole marriage, make one whole, or makes one whole family, makes whole children. Does alcoholism cause people to become narcissists? No. Or do narcissists become alcoholics? Narcissists can have other disorders. Narcissists can have depression. They can have PTSD. They can also have borderline personality disorder or psychopath, sociopath. They can have Asperger's or ADHD. They can have, autism. I'm sorry, autism. They can have ADHD. They can have bipolar disorder. But alcoholism does not cause narcissism. Narcissistic personality disorder is developed from childhood, and it's a personality disorder or a character flaw that develops with time. By the time a therapist or a professional diagnoses a person with narcissistic personality disorder, is around the age of 19, about 19 years of age. And so that's when they actually are able to diagnose a person with narcissistic personality disorder, because some of the traits of narcissistic personality disorder are common traits for children in development. It's like a normal developmental traits. However, now that you guys are more informed, you can look at children and you can tell. I can tell when there is some malfunction. Thank you. There's some malfunction in the personality development. Now that you have more information, you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell when there is dysfunction going on, where there's something that's not developing properly. So is schizophrenic narcissist basically an introverted narcissist? No. They couldn't get supplied? No. Schizophrenia and narcissism are two different things. Schizophrenia is a mental disorder. Narcissistic personality disorder is a personality disorder. Those are two different things. Two totally different things. No, two totally different disorders. Well, you guys, I am going over to, let me see if I missed anything. Hold on just a minute, just be real. I don't know if I missed anything over here. Let's see. Where and when can we access your classes? I was just saying at the beginning of my video, not this week, but the following week, I have my equipment coming in. It's a new camera. It's a new sound system. It's a new upload program. And then I have to get an editing program. And so when I get that, the equipment in within the next week, when I get the equipment in, I'm going to do my first class with the new equipment because I'll be able to edit those classes. And so I will put out, because the classes that I'm going to offer, when I did the conference, the conference was a precursor of the classes that I was going to do. The classes will be an extended version of the conference that I did, not the other speakers, the conference that I did. And I'm trying to make sure that I have workbooks and everything. And so when I do it, I will offer a discounted rate for those that will come on while I'm doing the live recording. You can pay to do that, and there'll be a discounted rate for you to be there while I'm doing the live recording. I'm not going to do question and answers on the live recording. I'm just going to do the class so you can hear the class. And then I will, when I do the registration itself, I will offer the opportunity, if you want to do question and answers, is another fee for you to do questions and answers with me. But I will do the live recording. Once I have finished that recording and I go and edit it and set it up on my website, it goes back to its regular cost. So if you guys give me 3 weeks, I have to get accustomed to the new equipment. I have to get accustomed to the editing and everything, and I will put it out to you guys. I will have it in there, because what I probably would do is give you clips of the classes and then put the link below the video so that you can go and register for the class. Also, let's see. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. Is it worth going to court for financial support? He's taking care of me and the kids financially, but I feel trapped, not living with me. You have to make that decision yourself. You have to make that decision. Is it worth it? Once you have something on paper, it is the law. And so if they don't follow the law, you can take them back to court for, not following what the paperwork says. And if it's just by word of mouth, they can change it up and change the goalposts whenever they want to. So this is a decision that you have to make for yourself, Ms. Angie. You have to make that decision for yourself and what's best for you. All righty, let's see. All right. Well, so I am moving over to Clubhouse. If you guys would like to come over to Clubhouse, I'm going to answer a few questions and let people make a few comments over here on Clubhouse. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for assisting me. Thank you guys so much for helping me, especially in getting the equipment that I need. You guys help me more than you think you do. And to let you know that your dollars go into good use. And to help me to make sure we keep putting this, one thing you have to understand, coaches like myself, like Telsha, like our mother, Helen Sadler, your destiny helper, the things that we do when we're doing it on lives and when we're doing on YouTube is free. That, the knowledge that we gain, the information that we've gotten, the studying that we do, the school that we went through. I mean, my doctor's degree was $96,000, and about 10,000 of that went to a statistician, and for my dissertation went to a statistician and an editor in order to do my, so you have to remember, it's not just the education that you're paying for. I mean, it's not just the time that you're paying for the experience, you're paying for the education, and then you're paying for our time. And so when you're on YouTube and you're on Instagram and everything, you got to remember, we're not getting paid for what we're doing. And so when you contribute, you guys are helping us to keep it going. You can't keep something going when it's, when it's hard if you have a coach that's your favorite coach, if you have, because I may not be your favorite coach, Telsha might be your favorite coach, or, Helen Sadler, your destiny helper, my mother, she might be your favorite coach. That you have to remember, it costs to keep this going. And when we're trying to get this information out, and I would move to show you guys something, but it takes a minute to put this information, our time, our effort. So if you have a coach that you really enjoy watching, contribute to them. Contribute to it. It may not be me. It may not be Telsha. It may not be Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. But if it is a coach that has helped you out, contribute to them so they can keep it going, so they can keep, because remember, we're doing this on the side. My business is counseling and coaching, and I do get paid to provide those services. My main business is counseling, and I'm trying to gravitate more over to teaching and more over to coaching and getting this material out. I want to dedicate my time in this, because the more you have people that are dedicating your time, but you got to remember, if they're not getting paid for it, some of them got families. Some of us have families. Some of us got bills we got to pay. We're human beings just like you are with a job. And so when you contribute, though, it helps us to keep it going, because a lot of the stuff that we do and the stuff that we purchase come from our own pockets, and it can get very pricey, especially if you want quality material, you want us to travel. I paid for my plane ticket to get to where I was going, so I paid for my hotel room to get to where I was going, to get to you guys, to make sure that you get this information. So you have to contribute to help us put this information out. If you want us to travel nationwide, we need the help of our tribe. Help us to do that, because this is our desire in our heart. We want to get this information out there. We want to help people. And so you have coaches that you like, contribute to them, and I really appreciate you guys being here for me, because you guys made this channel what it is. And I appreciate each and every one. I do, from the bottom of my heart. I want to say thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. It's been 3 years, almost 3 years that I have been doing this, and I have enjoyed every moment, even when I'm tired and I come on, because I do a lot, like the military used to say, we do more before 9 o'clock than most people do all day. That is true. And so even when I'm tired, I get that boost of energy, knowing that I'm helping somebody, that I'm giving some information out. Share these videos with someone. You never know who's going through this. You never know. And sometimes they don't even let you know that they're watching these videos. They don't even let you know. Sometimes people watch in secret, and you never know. And there's so many people that have emailed me, contact me, never know that they're watching the videos. Contribute. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Marlene. But so share the videos. Make sure you go and you also get to my mother, Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. Make sure that you share her videos. We need to get her numbers up. Share her videos. If you like what she gives it to you from a biblical and a spiritual perspective. The woman is off the chain. That's an awesome lady. I'm gonna tell you something. I honor her. I love her. I really do, because she was there when I was going through what I was going through. And I will always make sure that her name is out there and we make her name great. Go watch her videos and you'll get the biblical and spiritual aspect of narcissistic personality disorder from that. And then Telsha, she's on here. Telsha, the T with NPD, the T about NPD and relationships. You guys go check out Telsha. You guys support her channel, share her videos, support her. She does the same thing we do. And we're single parents. We are single parents making this thing happen for you guys. We're people that have been in narcissistic. Hey, Ms. Ruth, we are individuals that have been in narcissistic personality disordered relationships and almost lost our minds. But now you see us and we're great. We're doing great. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and we're spreading this news. We've been there, and we're going to help you as much as we possibly can. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Those of you that would like to follow me, my name is Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. On Twitter, I am at Dr. Carmen Bryant 1. You can find me on Instagram, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Yes, she's my mother. Oh, you didn't? But you can find me on Instagram, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. And those of you, you can also find me, what did I say, Twitter? Yeah. And on Clubhouse. I am Carmen Bryant on Clubhouse. I come on live on Sundays about 8 p.m., which is 11 p.m. Eastern time. And I usually broadcast, and then I switch over to Clubhouse for a few minutes just to take some questions and make sure if you need counseling. I provide counseling in the state of Washington. I do accept insurances in the state of Washington. You contact me at Dr. Carmen Bryant. And I will provide you, I'll find out if you're in the state of Washington, what insurances you have to make sure I'm in network with your insurance company. If you are outside the state of Washington, I cannot provide you with counseling, but I can offer you coaching services. You can also contact me at Dr. Carmen Bryant at outlook.com, and I will provide you with the fees for my services. Those of you that need counseling that are outside the state of Washington, go to betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. That is betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. They will give you a 10% discount for clicking on the link. And now, just like I was telling you guys the other day, they are now including gaslighting and abuse by narcissists, training therapists about narcissist abuse. I'm going to take the classes as a continuing education because I want to know what they're talking about. And this is what we have been believing for. And now, in the world of psychology, we don't call a person a narcissist. They actually call the person a narcissist, a narcissist. And so, or psychopath, sociopath, we've been doing that for years, but they finally call them a narcissist, and they're teaching therapists about this type of abuse. And so we are making headways, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing what we're set out to do. So please, you guys, if you need counseling, go to betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. It is, they do sponsor me, so I do get a commission off of it. However, I've heard some wonderful things. Some of you need counseling before you get, some of you guys need counseling before you get coaching. And for coaching, please contact me, Dr. Carmen Bryant at outlook.com. So thank you guys. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I'm switching over to Clubhouse, and I will see you guys later on this week. Good night. And I love you all. Good night, you guys. Good night, everyone. Feel like we're the Waltons. Good night, John Boy. Good night, everybody.